Oh, alrighty then, chat room. Got my coffee, though I don't have any water right now, so we'll have to just see how this goes. Yes, everything's looking good over here. What is going on? Let me do a quick audio. Uh-oh. Not getting any audio? Oh, it's because it's muted on my end, not on your end. Boom. Easy peasy. Sometimes that's all it takes. All right. Let me get this chat up here. What is going on? Make sure to sort by all messages. Hey, man. Good call there. Live chat. All messages are visible. Ugh, but now I'm seeing Dylan's messages. Let's see. Willie Everett, what's going on? Grant Tilley, hello. Uncle Tacticus, hello, hello. Willie again. And Garrett Matson, what's going on, man? Gary Farron's here. All right, the party can start officially now. What's going on with everybody, guys? How's your week been? Send it my way, dude. I don't, as usual, we're just doing it live. I'm here to chit chat. Feeling pretty good. Yeah, no, please don't be quiet. I rely on you to make your comments right there. You got to keep that #1 spot anyway. Yeah, guys. So I'm here to just chit chat. What do you guys want to talk about tonight? Yeah, that's it, man. I've been so, I don't want to say that I've been like super busy because I haven't had to teach very much recently, but running the business is busy in its own way, but it feels like as usual, it's just been work and sleep. So I haven't been keeping up with anything. Other than I have got to indulge myself on some nerd things lately. But that's not what we're here for. Unless you guys want to talk about Deadlock, but I don't think you do. So anyway, send it my way. I guess I'll just ramble for a bit like I normally do. The last class I did teach, it was a 2-person fighting pistol class. We wrapped it up over the weekend. Oh, I lied to you. It was a shotgun class, actually. It was fighting shotgun class. Always here to nerd talk. Hey, man, dude, I know that's what you're here for. I am so stoked. I got to see like Brandon Sanderson's first response to like after the announcement was made and like his actual like his response to it and stuff like that and his thoughts on it. So yeah, anyway, I'm super excited to see where that Apple series goes and everything. But yeah, so we did a shotgun class. It was a lot of fun. Shotgun's always a blast. I have I taught the class and so Tim wasn't available for whatever reason. He was off with his senior citizen motorcycle gang. But yeah, I was actually I don't know if they're husband and wife. It was 2 people. They might just be engaged at the moment. How did you miss this hoodie? Dude, we released this hoodie sometime a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years at this point. It was our low profile hoodie. So it has MTSG on it for mindset, tactics, skill, and gear. And then it's got the pyramid on the back. Or is it upside down pyramid? Can I turn all the way around? Is that going to hit there? I don't know. Like that kind of thing with like mindset, tactics, skill, and then gear. Different symbols representing it so you can wear it without people knowing that it's a little bit more covert than our logo with the with the fist and the gun in it right out in front of your face. Sorry, that was flopping all over the place. That's why it should be in my hand. Let's see. Dylan's been doing a deep dive on some movies with some great gun handling. Oh yeah, no, I've watched John Wick. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Must have missed the other colors. Yep. Yeah, we did black and OD for that run. I can't remember if we did them like together or if we did 2 separate orders of them and stuff. So once you got yours, you probably just, didn't pay attention for it. But yeah, no, this might be my favorite hoodie that we've ever put out. I think so. We were trying to think of like some low again, the covert stuff. Like we were trying to think of some good designs where, like, if you know kind of thing. Not only if you know, but it's like a, tactical response thing. And and Heather came up with the idea of doing the pyramid on the back. I can't remember who came up with the MTSG on the front, but dude, I love this. I think this is such a cool design. So anyway, yeah, definitely one of my favorites. Yeah, is this brown? No, this is OD. Maybe the light's blowing it out and it's like reflecting up here. Old hoodie with the gun is my gym wear. Yeah. There's a pretty sweet one-handed reload in Den of Thieves. Nah, man, you got to watch Michael Mann's Thief with James Caan. Dude, I don't know any of those names. So here we go. Here we go to the Computron. What was that first one? Den of Thieves. Okay. When did that come out? 2018? That's not even an old movie. I was watching movies whenever this came out. Is that 50 Cent? Damn. Or am I crazy? Oh, nope, that's 50 Cent. Perfect. And what was the other one? Just Thieves? Just Thief. James Caan. Con. Sorry. So, like sometimes when your brain sees the first letter and the last letter, it just fills in the rest. And so I saw CNN and and just, listen, leave me alone. I'm not talking to you anymore. Get away from me. Come here. One more thing. If it's OD, I've got one. Actually got a few questions about what it means. Yeah, shoot, send me your questions, man. What are you curious about? James CanCon. James Caan was trained by Gunsight's Chuck Taylor for that movie because Jeff Cooper. Did I say Jeff? Am I crazy, dude? What was it? So Thief. Oh, you've gotten a few questions about what it means. Okay, perfect. I was like, I thought I just talked about what it meant. Okay, excellent. Yeah. No, that's that. Yeah, man. And that's the thing is like that gives you the option. If you think they're cool, you can kind of be like, oh, it's this thing, tactical response and this and that, mindset, tactics, skill, and gear. But if you don't think they're cool, if you think they're fed trying to, pull one over on you, you can say, fuck off. Let's see. So Thief. No. Thief movie? Is that the one? Yeah, 1981. Now I'm going to have Google pronounce this actor's name. Just so I can know that I'm right. Oh, I know that guy. Anyway. Dude, I have such a hard time sitting down and watching movies. It's just tough for me. Get your hands on a Gen 6 yet. The stippling went full abrasive. Yeah, unfortunately, I still haven't got to shoot one yet. Still waiting for someone to show up with one to class. But from the pictures, yeah, I mean, it looked pretty rough. So speaking of that shotgun class, excuse me. So the lady was running an A300, Beretta A300. And if you guys have shot one of those, you know that it's got some crazy stippling on the front of it, right? And by the end of day 2, we wrapped up early because it was a 2-day class, and I was like, hey, if you guys, as I always do with small classes, I ask the students if they want to shoot some more, if they want to wrap up there, so on and so forth. It's up to them. And dude, like her hands were raw, or her left hand was raw from running that gun and how rough that stippling was on that forend there. So hopefully it's not that bad. Grant Tilley got to play with Gen 6 a little bit. Didn't get to shoot it, but I did a bit of dry practice with it. I really liked it and want to shoot one. Dude, I think that I've said it as soon as they were announced. As long as the mechanics didn't change, I think the additions that they've made aren't like egregious to the point of where I feel like anything would necessarily get in the way. Like it would take away from it being a solid fighting pistol, of course. So I'm very excited to get my hands on it and kind of see what it feels like. James Caan does perfect modern technique in that movie. He even does the original failure drill on a guy. Oh, damn. Nice. That's pretty cool. The A300 20 gauge looks hot. Haven't seen it. Just picked up a Glock 22P. I saw, so you sent that picture. I was on the phone with the tactical rabbi, and so I didn't get to text you. Like literally up until we were getting ready to, I had to hit go live there, so I didn't get to text you back and tell you congrats. Red guns are cool. Excuse me. So anyway, dude, everybody's just, what's up? 20 LPI checkering on my 1911 front strap is so aggressive that doing dry practice with it leaves calluses. Damn. Just picked up a CZ P10F in 45 ACP. Looking forward to unboxing it. Nice, dude. Very cool. So, no shield gun reviews. Are you going to do a review of it? Are you going to do an unboxing video? I don't care about watches like at all. I don't buy them or anything. I don't collect them or anything like that. But for some reason, I get sucked into watch unboxing videos on on TikTok all the time. So, I mean, people, I fall for it. So it's just one of those things where, yeah, you should definitely do an unboxing. You're gonna do one. Excellent. There you go. Garrett says he likes the red gun, just expensive for what they are. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Got an email about someone having red guns in stock. Got all excited, then clicked on the link, and the damn thing were 1,500 plus. Yeah, absolutely. They are very expensive. Yep. So, Uncle Tacticus there saw it for 1,600. That's crazy. So, what did you do to get yours then? So, what do you got there for the 22P? What did that? There it is. Perfect. $400. Okay. And that's the thing is like, for what they are, they're very, very useful. Very useful teaching aids, and for dry practice and stuff like that too. But yeah, I mean, for what they are, I mean, $1,600 just so you can either do dry practice, I mean, more efficiently. I mean, if that's even the thing, or in my case as an instructor, where it's like, oh, this is easier to handle around the students than like, a black gun. So, still $1,600 is steep for what they are. That's for sure. I think Garrett hit the nail on the head there. You need to check out Greg Watchman. He's an alumnus. Is he someone who talks about watches with a name like that? He better be. Let's see. So excited about enclosed emitters this year. Holosun, EOTech, and Steiner arms all have new red dots coming out. Vortex made an enclosed one recently. That's the thing that I need. That is like, I need to upgrade that on my Glock, on my carry gun. I really want to get an enclosed emitter. So maybe this is the year for it. Evening all in Tennessee this week for Thunder Ranch at S&W. At S&W. John Cruer, where's the S&W? Or is that a joke? Is that going over my head? I've almost finished this cup of coffee. So Thunder Ranch comes to Tennessee when I have exactly $9. Uh-oh. When are they coming to Tennessee? Smith and Wesson. Oh, okay. Listen, what am I even doing here, man? Tomorrow. That's okay. Anyway. Oh man. So looking at the Gen 6 with a Koa. Hell yeah. What time is it? It's Tennessee. It is 7:14. It's because it says 19 on my Computron there. But yeah, 7:14. you know, but I have the coffee whenever I need it, which is whenever I'm trying to talk to you weirdos. Bought a Gen 6 17 about a month ago. Shot 400 rounds through it the day after, and after about a week, I sold my Gen 4 17. They are really that good. Hell yeah! Glad to hear it, man. I mean, I don't think anybody in the chat here was being like, you know, doom posters about it or anything like that. But I know there were some people who were worried about it, and just in general, like, you know, because it's different, because it was a change and things like that. So I'm glad that it's working out. I'm glad that you guys are liking them. I trust your opinions on these things. So excellent. Yeah, glad to hear it. Smith and Wesson is in Maryville. Yeah, I forgot that they had opened a thing here, you know. So they're tomorrow through Sunday. That's crazy. I'm going to get the Gen 6 Glock, but I'm waiting on the 10 millimeter and 45 ACP models. Hey, man. Yeah, just, hey, there's that guy I was talking about just a little while ago. So me and the Tactical Rabbi there, as usual, guys, if you haven't followed him, give him a follow, all that good stuff. We've got our pistol and rifle class going on up there. We're super excited. So just finalizing everything to go up there and hang out up there in PA for a little while. Gen 5s are really like Gen 4.5. The Gen 6 is what the 5 really should have been. I'll have to take your word for it, man. It's just one of those things where, man, I really want to get my hands on it. Nice. You just got your tactical response hoodie yesterday. Hey, is Grant still in here? Grant Tilley. Hey, your hoodie got delayed, so I fucked up and I printed the label and shipped your hoodie out. And I'm pretty sure it was you. It could have been someone else, but it was someone. Okay, yeah, perfect. It was someone in the chat. So anyway, so your hoodie got delayed. I have reboxed it. I printed the wrong label, and they yelled at me and threw a brick through my window. But we got it. I've got a new label on it, and it is on the way. Yeah. So I was like, oh, dude, like, I felt bad. If it was just some rando on the internet, like, that's different. But because you typically tune in every week, you know, I can't remember. I'm not promising I threw any goodies in there for you, but I should have if I didn't. So if there's nothing in there, act like I sent you something really cool to go along with it. 10 millimeter and 45 Glocks are why people think Glocks feel like 2x4s. I don't know, man. I've seen some people shoot the 9 mil and not enjoy it, you know. What's the thing that you always hear? Fucking like shooting a tissue box or something like that. It'll be literal years before they release the Glock 21. Waiting for that one too. Big got a sticker, dude. I don't even remember putting a sticker in there. That was probably something Heather did. Nice. See that, and Grant gets it. Heather sent me an envelope full of stickers one time for no reason. Ain't gonna bitch. Yeah, she's nice like that, man. She'll hook you guys up. But yeah, I mean, good evening from Hampton, Georgia. Whoa, dude, look at that cat ass already back on the road. Missing you already, man. You got to come back down and help watch the lines sometime instead of just watching those cars turn left. Fence post grip. Yep. Absolutely. Let me go back up here in the chat, make sure that I didn't gloss over anything too quickly. Greg Watchman, we already talked about that a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, so we went through that shotgun class. Another thing that I need to get some practice in still, you know, I think I talked about it from that December fighting shotgun class. I could definitely tell I was rusty on running that 870, and I haven't done anything to fix it yet. But then I was doing some demos in this class, felt pretty good. So I still gotta get that practice in. We have a rifle class coming up this weekend. Going to have a good group of guys for that. Oh, and for for anyone who was interested in the class out there in Vegas, and it might still be on the website, so don't say, but it's still on the website whenever I say what I'm about to say next. Unfortunately, we are going to cancel the class out there in Vegas. We are getting close to the day of the class. We're about within a month of it. And we had one sign up for it. So we went ahead and made the decision to pull the plug. So that way that one dude had a chance of being able to cancel his hotel rooms and stuff like that. So anyway, if you want to, if you wanted to train out in Vegas, you got to sign up. Next time, not this time. Don't sign up for the class right now if it's still on the website, because then I got to refund you and I got to pay the processing. Yeah. So next time that I put a class out in Vegas, if you want to take it, make sure you sign up. Checking out the website, noticed updated VOC. Looks like a lot for the price. Remind me what VOC stands for. Ventilated Operator Kit. Absolutely. Praise Dale. Dude, I haven't heard that in a long time. And I'm in Tennessee. But yeah, so the updated VOCs, or what are we calling? No, yeah, the updated VOC or enhanced VOC or whatever it's called. I'm pretty happy with how they're turning out. I don't think we have any available, shouldn't be available for purchase on the website. That's kind of like a test product. So just me messing stuff up as usual. But I'm super satisfied with how they're turning out, and it's just a matter of getting the stuff reliably from reputable places. So hopefully we'll have those out for you soon. Bought a Gen 3 19 and realized I liked a bigger grip. Started running the medium back strap on my Gen 5. Yeah, I mean, I had only ever shot a Gen 3 19, and then James handed me a 17, and that's about as much. Like, as soon as I shot the 17, I was like, oh, this is what I need, So that's how it goes. I think of that every time I think of cat ass hauling those cars. Yeah, that's awesome. Is Tim still teaching there? Yeah, absolutely. Tim is still teaching here. In fact, Tim is going to be going up there to Pennsylvania with me for the classes with the tactical rabbi up there. Not only that, but I think he will most likely be going up there with me come May when we do the Jersey shotgun class and the pistol and advanced pistol up in PA. Yeah, like Tim is still teaching. He's just old and wants to retire, so I can't work him too hard or he starts to bitch, and then that's, I don't really want to deal with that either. Gen 5 with the medium back strap is the same grip as a Gen 3. What? Yep, there we go. That explains why he realized he liked a bigger grip and swapped him out. Okay. Tim loves New Jersey. New Jersey is his passion. Little known fact about Tim Morris. New York and New Jersey, his loves those places. What's different in the enhanced VOC? So we're gonna have. Don't let me. Mama needs shoes. That's right. Gotta get some shoes for our hauler son. Let me see if I can pull it up on the website. I can't remember if we put the gear, everything that was included, or that we plan on including in it. From what I remember, I know for sure that we have a decompression needle in there, an updated one with like a catheter and stuff like that. Enhanced filter, sort by newest arrivals. Updated VOC. Yeah, see, there's not even a picture for him yet. So it comes with a bag, so it's not just the plastic bag. Of course, hemostatic gauze, a chest seal, like a dedicated chest seal. Since we're not giving you guys the plastic bag with the duct tape, we got to have a chest seal in there, right? Alcohol prep pads, the safety pins, the trauma shears, a rat's tourniquet, and NPA. So all the normal stuff. The only thing new in it will be the hemostatic gauze, because normally we just had like regular gauze, the chest seal, and the trauma shears, and the needle with a catheter on it. It's just tough to get needles reliably. So, excuse me. But 17 is thinner, so it's perfect for me, but I still shoot the 19 really well. Yeah, I don't have a problem shooting the 19. I just, the 17 just fits better. And I don't know. I would say I shoot it better, of course. What other road classes do y'all have for this year? At the moment, the only other road classes that we have scheduled would be the classes out in Oklahoma, which I believe are fighting pistol and advanced fighting pistol as well. And that will be in September. What I'm working on is trying to get some stuff in CUNA. I want to get back out to CUNA this year. Reached out to Victor, waiting to hear back from him, but I think that'll be fun. And I think that's it so far. The 2026 schedule, we still have September through December open, so I'm not opposed to throwing some. You'll go to Oklahoma and Idaho with me? Okay. I'll send the dates to you. Yeah, because I'd like to do the Oklahoma and Idaho trip in one go. And I know we have some people wanting us to go to Arizona. I've got to find like a good host out there in Arizona because our old one isn't getting back with us. The other option that I would have would be, if I just wanted to do another class out west, would be to hit up Raton, because the NRA Whittington Center out there, if they have dates available, I mean, they're always hosting people. So yeah. And that's a very cool facility. So anyway, I'd like to add. I think I want to try this year with the road classes out west. I'd like to get 2 or 3 places, 2 or 3 stops in there at least, because the last few times that we've went out west, not that it hasn't been worth it by any means or anything like that, but with only 2 classes, I don't know. I kind of want to just get it all done. I'd like to hit up a few places in one go. Oklahoma, remind us mere mortals what the prereqs are to get into to get a HRCC class on the schedule, please. Yeah, if you guys are interested in the I'm down for CUNA since you left Arizona out. I'm not opposed to Arizona. I don't know if you ever sent an email about like a host, or that if you knew anyone out there, but I'll, if I can find a host in Arizona, I'll do CUNA in Arizona back to back. That's how we normally do it. So anyway, if you're interested in a contractor class, those are by demand. So you have to basically get a group of guys to call and make a deposit, and you give us what dates work for you and stuff like that, and we'll make it happen. The class can go with 8 people at like the absolute minimum. As far as like having a good class goes, I guess you could technically, like, you could do 6 or something like that as well, but then it's just not a good class. I don't feel like you're getting your money's worth. Or I feel like I'm not giving you your money's worth or your time's worth when we start getting underneath the 8 people. But that's up to the students, right? So anyway, that's it. You just got to call, tell us the date you want, make a deposit. So, so show some dedication and stuff like that. Absolutely. Ben and Larry have been I know, man, we've talked about it a bunch on here. Larry, I know. So Larry just doesn't have the time to kind of be our liaison down there anymore. So I've been able to get in touch with Larry. Ben was kind of like who Larry like gave the role of liaison to, and I've heard that Ben has been kind of not answering people. Need to message you about when we're doing all-purpose rifle, revolver, and backup gun, dude. Yeah. Well, let's talk about it. Thinking about October for those classes. Okay. Austin might know some ranges that would work in the Phoenix area. I keep forgetting that you're out there in Arizona. If I want to go to Arizona, why didn't I just ask you about that? Yeah, absolutely. People have asked about vehicle tactics as well, since that hasn't been on for a while. Yeah. The last time we taught vehicle tactics was last year. It was last February, down here in Camden. So it's not a class that's in super high demand. So it's one of those that like we can either offer once a year, once every other year, and kind of do the thing. All-purpose rifle, revolver, and backup gun, all 3 are great classes. So yeah, I'm definitely open to doing those in October. So let me make it happen. Yeah. The vehicle tactics one, I'd also like to get some new cars out there, because all of our vehicles on the range are shot up at the moment. Cat ass, I'd be down for vehicle tactics in December. Vehicle tactics is fun. I think I've had it 4 times maybe. Dude, it is a good class. It is a fun class, and because it's something that, and you guys know this, but maybe we've talked about it on the live stream before, but over here in America, we are very car centric. We spend a lot of time in and around vehicles just in our day-to-day life, for most of us. There's not a day that goes by where we don't get in and out of a car multiple times a day, so yeah, I mean, having some idea of what we need to do if something happens while we are in or around our car is like pertinent training, in my opinion. So yeah, dude, yeah, the Jetta is actually, I take that back. The Jetta is still holding up, It's doing its thing out there. Except for when Jay makes the baby weigh 75 pounds. At least he doesn't throw Alpha 11 in there and tell you like, hey, here's your 185-pound child. Let's see. I can guarantee 2 students for all-purpose rifle. You and Tyler, yep. And he'll take revolver and backup. Perfect. The car is where I have come the closest to seeing the elephant. There you go. Alpha 11 needs to go on a diet. He does. Yeah, he does, especially because he's been out in the rain for a few months now. So, yeah, he's probably weighing. He's put on some poundage, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, so the cars where I've come the closest to seeing the closer to 250. All I know is that's what the chest says. The chest says like 185 or something like that. That was that gas station incident that you've told me about before, Dylan? It's a water weight. Yeah, it'll come right off. It's just bloat. You do some intermittent fasting for 2 days, and all that'll fall right off. Uh-oh. Oh shoot. Tacticus is already hitting me up. Oh, that's a dick pic. Just kidding. He didn't. He might have though. You guys don't know. Anyway. But yeah, just just saw it. Perfect. Thank you, sir. Very kind of you. So anyway, yep. The vehicle tactics, I think that'll be one worth putting back on for the end of the year. And it lends itself to the end of the year because it can be, depending on, how we go with that class. Sometimes it's rough in the summer. It's rough in the heat. Not to mention in the summer, that's when wasps like to build nests in the cars and stuff like that. So anyway, yeah, I'm down for all that. So Dylan, let's get in touch and try to figure out some dates to throw that bad boy up there. Let's see what else. We got our rifle class coming up here. It's going to be a way of the rifle. We actually have some people signed up for that. Now that the weather's getting nice, I'm excited to start, teaching again, get get some time on the range. I haven't got to practice any because the only time I get to practice is whenever I'm teaching. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. Throw something at me, guys. What other classes would you guys be interested in? Other than, because I know this is coming, the low light fighting pistol, fighting pistol at night. We talked about that. What's worse, 100-degree summer classes or 14-degree winter? I was barely coherent teaching at bug out. Yeah, what is worse? I think, what is worse? That's tough. I'm trying to answer this seriously because I don't have anything else to talk about. What's worse? They each have their suckage. I think that the summer, for me personally, I think the summer is easier for me, even though I have to deal with like not being able to keep sunscreen on because of sweating so much. It's easier for me to just stay hydrated and kind of just deal with the fact that it sucks. When it is cold, when it is like that cold, 14 degrees, it's tough to think about anything else other than how fucking cold it is, especially especially if you don't have your, your thermals on, or, your foot gets a little wet or something like that. So I think I would say that the winter classes might be my least favorite out of the two. I think I'd rather deal with the summer, but I could be just saying that because it hasn't been summer in about 6 months. So any news? So intermittent long distance fighting rifle. I'm on a rifle kick. Yeah, that's a good one. That's something that gets brought up a lot. Any news on when you might be able to bring the fight back? Still working on it, man. Hoping to have that building out there soon. Or again, I've said it before. If there's anywhere on the road that will host us for the fight, I am a-okay with teaching the fight on the road. And everybody who has wanted to take the fight for the last 2 years can, instead of flying out to Camden, you can drive out to wherever we do it at. Dylan is looking for a place to host a fight around Memphis, so not even that far from Camden. Yeah, Adam says summer classes by far. I don't blame you a bit on that. It's real close. Like shitty heat is and shitty cold, like they both suck. Advanced fighting shotgun in the West Coast. Well, hey man, if these ranges work out with that Austin sent me, we might be out there. It'd be kind of weird to do advanced fighting shotgun just by itself. And the last time we did fighting shotgun out there, we only got a couple signups. So if I put fighting shotgun and advanced fighting shotgun on that calendar, I'm counting on you to force your friends to show up to the class. Grant Tilly, work outside. I can handle the hot way better than the cold. Yeah, I get it. I was stammering during bug out. I felt so bad after. Yeah. I mean, I didn't notice anything. I mean, it was a good block. So don't beat yourself up too bad. Fighting backup trailer was a hit because we got to hang out in the heat. Yeah. Yeah. If you guys didn't make it for the bug out weekend, you missed out, man. Catass had these guys parallel parking a truck and trailer between two barrels. So yeah, you should have been here. But hey, keeps you warm. Yep. Big dot class was awesome. Yeah, agreed. Put Brian to work up here in New Hampshire. I had a blast with him and learned a lot. Not a bad idea, man. I'll need to reach out to Brian and see what we can do. Because what did we do? We did the fighting pistol class. Did we do 2 of those? I think we were supposed to do 2, and I don't think we got the second one worked out. So anyway, yeah, I'll reach out to him, see if we can't get another one up there. Yeah. All black Dodge Ram, yep. I mentioned getting y'all to come to my work to teach. They all but laughed at me. Damn, that's interesting. I mean, if you don't mind me asking, what do you do for work? Is it something where like no one ever gets hurt in a traumatic way where you might want to know how to fix those things? Did I send you the guys' info at Royal Range to use their shoot house for the fight? You might have. I might not have, but I might not remember. So you can resend it, or I can go back through our messages and look. Winter classes in Arizona are great. I don't know what you're complaining about. Well, winter classes in Arizona might be a little bit different than winter classes here. Plus, I don't trust driving out west after September, because I don't want to be driving through Idaho and get snowed in somewhere on some of those mountains or something like that, kind of making a 4-hour class. You should. Who's that? Carl Wren talks about how, at least whenever he came down for Surgical Speed Shooting Summit, so this was, years ago at this point, but he was talking about how his 4-hour, like his 1-day classes and his 4-hour, what did he call them? Whatever he called them, workshops, are like his best sellers, so always show up to Arizona. I'm not too worried about you. I'm saying bring your friends, bring your family, force them into submission. Cutting trees off power lines. Holy shit. Chainsaws, falling trees and limbs, heavy equipment, only all the things that can cause traumatic injuries. Yeah. And they're like, oh yeah, medical, we don't need it. Fucking crazy. Took both fighting pistol. You took both the fighting pistols. Would do it again too. Hell yeah! All right. Carl is big on 4-hour classes. You can do 2 a day. I mean, it's not a bad idea. I think that what you have to have. So what Garrett is getting at there, 1-day classes don't work for me because of travel. What you have to, I think, to make the 4-hour classes work, or especially like doing like, I think you have to have like a solid pool of students, like relatively close, because for most people we're not able to. It's harder to justify traveling for the 1 day, right? So, you know, like I think it would be cool to offer stuff like that here at Tactical Response. You know, like I could turn Intro to Fighting Pistol into just a 4-hour block, a 4-hour workshop, right? Whether that be just the classroom portion, or I could even turn the, you know, range stuff into just a 4-hour block. But I don't think, you know, I have enough locals who would justify doing that. Yeah, not enough instructors come up to your area. Hey, Garrett, maybe you should host one of your instructor friends. You know, someone hypothetically like in a green hoodie or something like that. Let's see. Dylan, nope. I put on a bleeder class for a law firm and they were on it like a bulldog on mayonnaise. Hell yeah. Garrett, that's why I'm thinking all-purpose rifle, revolver, and bug as a 3-day thing. Yep. Safety guy did a 2-hour class on bleeding the other day. It was a joke. The only good info it had was mentioning cats. So, I mean, that's an improvement, because I'm assuming, and I could be wrong, but I'm assuming that I was assuming that they would have some misgivings about tourniquets, you know, because I say it wasn't that long ago. Shit, I mean, I guess it's been. Bane was in Cub Scouts still, but they were learning about medical stuff in Cub Scouts, and the leader was talking about tourniquets, and he was like, never ever put a tourniquet on somebody. They will lose that limb. And I've probably told this in the live stream before, but like, as soon as that guy says that, Bane like looks up at me, and I'm like, not right now, Bane, not right now. Like, let him have it. You know, like, we're not going to correct the Cub leader, Cub Scout master, in front of the whole troop right now. So anyway, the fact that he even brought up tourniquets, that's a good thing. Yeah, interesting. That blows my mind. I mean, is it I don't know. I guess I get it. I guess it's a cost thing. Do they feel like they don't need it? That's probably the answer. Is like, oh, we just learned everything we need to know about bleeding. You know, 2 and 4 hour stuff could get more Camden locals to show up. It could. I agree with you now, because what we do have is like at Shooters, and I don't know if they still have it up since they changed owners and stuff like that, but we did have an offer for Camden residents for like 1 day, basically the intro to Fighting Pistol, where, you know, they could get in touch with us and schedule it and everything like that, because it's easy to just like pick a day where someone can go to one, even if we have another class going on, like someone can go to the range with somebody for, you know, 6 hours or so, you know, a little bit of classroom, a little bit of the range time, and get it done, right? And I mean, I've never gotten a call about it. I take that back. I got one call about it from someone local for intro, but I don't even know if it was from Shooters. You know, I think they just found us on found our website and everything like that. So anyway, a solid 5 to 10% of my class was dispelling myths about tourniquets, dude. Yeah. Yeah, you have to, because the tourniquet thing is one of those things that like has permeated the culture in a way where like it's a thing that you will just hear sometimes without even being associated with anything medical or like this martial stuff that we're doing. I remember being I mean, I was in high school at the time, and brought up a tourniquet just in passing because I knew what they were back then, And my buddy, again, same thing, was like, oh no, you don't use tourniquets because you'll lose your limb, right? So on and so forth. So like, even for just people who have never had any kind of training or anything like that, they might have preconceived notions about tourniquets. You have to address it. The use of the tourniquet was way different than what y'all teach. It was 2 inches above the wound or something. And the guy that knows me said, Grant, is that right? Yeah. I mean, listen, like what isn't it traditionally? I thought it was traditionally, I thought it was 4 inches above the wound. I could be wrong. It's one of those things where like, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that. But the reason why we teach high and tight is just to not have to worry about anything, right? So, of course, if you have like a traumatic injury, the arteries could retract. So you could, if you only go 2 inches above the wound, maybe it retracted further. And that 2 inches wasn't enough to catch the artery. Now you've got all that blood building up internally, so on and so forth. So you go high and tight, and that just gets everything from below the tourniquet down. It's just less to think about. It's very similar to how we handle our guns, right? So I'm not. Long story short, I'm not saying that the 2 inches above the wound is necessarily wrong, but maybe it's not as optimal for a stressful situation. For dudes who aren't trained in it, who don't do it for a living, who cut things off with chainsaws that typically aren't attached to they cut off different limbs, not their own limbs and stuff like that, right? Or see their buddy cut their own limb off, things like that. So if you want a medical class done right, you just got to do it yourself. There you go. I've found it interesting that I hear more medical instructors talking about the rats for kids. Intro was a great class. I appreciate that. Yeah, it has been something interesting. People have brought it up in just in general. I can't remember what class was I doing last. I think it was an advanced fighting pistol class, or actually I take that back. It was a fighting pistol class that had 2 people in it. They didn't know how to put on tourniquets. And so anytime I have a class that small, I like to ask the students like, hey, do you know how to at least put on a tourniquet? Because if I'm the one who's hurt, I want one of you guys to be able to put a tourniquet on me. And without even, I don't know if she had heard this somewhere else, but I demonstrated the cats, then I demonstrated the rats. And when I pulled out the rats and put it on, she had said, oh, I've seen both of these. And that, like, someone else, because she was that lady who did the competition stuff. She's like, someone else had told me that the rats were good, or the elastic, I think they just said elastic, were good for kids and animals and stuff like that. And I was like, hell yeah, no. Like, that's absolutely one of the pros to this elastic style tourniquet. So anyway, I think it's interesting that is getting spread about more often. The safety guy asked why. They asked me. I told him about your class. Dude said it must be a good class because I seem to know more than him. Hell yeah. There we go. Remember when basic fighting pistol was the final drill of the instructor class? My wife went down there one year for the class, and she was the only one that showed up. She had a good time and thought highly of the class. Actually, we still do that for the instructor class on the Friday of the final that they do on Friday. I don't know if it's like, do we still call it basic fighting pistol? I don't think we do, but the students have to put together a 4-hour block of instruction. So they have to give a basic fighting pistol class. Let's see, it was a few years ago. Was it the year? Was it the year that I did the instructor class? I had my brother and his wife show up. We had a few locals show up. A couple of you guys, a couple of alumni show up. It's always fun and it's always cool when we can get a big group of people for that instructor course because it makes it more real. Making IFAKs for my dogs. Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Hey, what's going on, Chuck Peoples? That's a deliberate TQ, and high and tight is a hasty TQ. There you go. I mean, listen, Chuck knows what he's talking about, guys. So, again, it's one of those things where it's like pros and cons and level of training. Depends on training, right? Yeah, absolutely. Self-aid, buddy aid, yep. People get too hung up on black and white answers. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing. It's hard to dispel an institutional inertia after many years. Hell yeah. I might have been 4, but I told him exactly what you just said about high and tight. He said, so basically less to remember to under stress. I said, yeah, absolutely. And then asked if he knew what the OODA loop was. Dude, you were about to blow his mind. Or sorry, Dylan's here. The OODA loop. Yeah. Showcased the rats and the snake staff and mentioned they work well on kids and people with tiny noodle arms. Observe, overreact, destroy, apologize. I am committed to showing up for the next instructor class so they have at least one more student than we had. Yeah, you guys didn't have any, right? I had to do a cardboard cutout for you. I just got a few of those snake staff tourniquets. They definitely take up less room than cats. I've heard good stuff about the snake staff. So, dude, interesting that Chuck showed up as soon as we started talking about tourniquets and stuff. Which one of you guys told on me to be like, hey, Chuck, you need to come into this live stream and make sure Joey doesn't say anything embarrassing? Boyd's decision cycle. Oh, shit. Dylan's about to. He's been reading too many of his history books. I appreciate it, Chuck, man. That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Have you watched the OODA loop presentation by Boyd himself? It's called Colors and is like 9 hours long. Holy shit. I'm going to work on explaining, I'm just going to say OODA, fuck you. OODA and Hicks laws and why everyone is wrong. I have heard nothing but good about Chuck's medical teaching. Absolutely, man. I have not had the chance to take the class. I got to sit through the class while he was teaching. I was doing the administrative stuff up there at the shop. I can't remember what was going on. Heather wasn't in the office, so I had to, just handle things up there. But very, very knowledgeable. And of course, every time that we've had him down for alumni weekend, learned a lot from the blocks he's given there. So if Chuck is if you guys have a chance to take one of his medical classes, then you should definitely jump on that. Dylan, okay, yeah, so that was, and you haven't yet because you've been too deep on the Jaeger / tactical response research. Yeah, dude, I mean, not to keep harping too much on the medical stuff, but for any of you guys here, and seems like everybody here has the medical stuff at least semi handled, but yeah, the medical training, as you guys know, is so important. I mean, it's one of the biggest things that, like, I talk to my friends about who, like, I know will not carry a gun. It's that and like flashlights, I'm just like, dude, you know how to put a tourniquet on and just carry a bright night, like a solid bright light that you can use like for all those things that flashlights are used for and stuff like that. So anyway, carry your tourniquet and carry a flashlight. Hicks Law is interesting, especially after the things John Hearn talks about. Dude, I want to retake Who Wins, Who Loses, and Why. What a great class that was, like, yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed that. I would retake the cognitive pistol as well, especially if he did the tactical anatomy thing as well. But I could probably, like, just once or twice a year go through Who Wins, Who Loses, and Why, just to keep up with, like, whatever he updates that class with and stuff like that. I had a very good time in that class. All of the Jaeger videos and interviews, and I need a break from YouTube. Don't blame you. Medical is why I carry 4 trauma kits: 1 to fix trauma, 3 to induce it. Hell yeah. John Hearn did radicalize you, man. You took that Who Wins, Who Loses, and Why, and now you're just like, Hicks Law is a myth. It can't hurt you. Flashlights are awesome. All the flashlights all the time. Fighting pistol at night. Look at that subliminal messaging right there. Just sneaking that in there. I'm out of coffee. I don't know why I keep reaching to drink it. Became militant. A domestic tourist. Yeah. Let's see. He'll be doing it at Carl Wren's place outside Bastrop in September. like button. Thanks, Kevin, man. Yeah, guys, if you haven't hit the like button yet, we're about at the end of this thing. So make sure you hit the like button. I appreciate it if you do that. All good stuff. No, that's cool. Maybe I need to try to schedule a bass strip class in September as well. Uh-oh. All I keep thinking about is prion resistance and how we developed it to be cannibals from the class. Dude, yeah, I mean, it's interesting the things that stick with you there. I really appreciated that class. I mean, Hearn's a great dude. I had the chance to talk to him a couple of times before I took that class with him, so I already knew that he was going to be, at the very least, it was going to be a fun class because he's fun to hang out with and talk to and everything. But yeah, just one of those guys who can put on a hell of a class, man. I had a good time. Had a very good time for sure. Trifecta at night. You know, man, I did a no, I didn't do. Did I do a low light? I tried putting a low light week together. I thought before, where I did building clearing, and then I did the fight at night. No, I think I'm thinking of the fight week, where I did the fight continues, and the fight at night. Never mind. This crime update class was great also. I'll have to check that out. I need to talk to Hearn about Jaeger and NTI because I think NTI inspired the fight. I would not be surprised to hear that at all. I can look on that computer. I could look on that computer and see when we started teaching the fight. Or you may know this with after all your research, but it'd be interesting to see when the file was created, kind of thing. Because a lot of those old certificates, you know, I was telling Dylan about this through text message the other day, but he brought up the fact that the classes used to be called like tactical pistol and tactical rifle and stuff like that. And when we print our certificates, the file name is still tac pistols, tac rifle, tac shotgun. They've just been updated, you know, as far as how they're printed off and stuff like that. So hearing guys talk about NTI sounds like us talking about the fight. Yeah, you know, I mean, just reading the article that James has in the handout, right? Like just one of those things where he talked about, you know, all the different scenarios that he was in, helping the old lady, and then, you know, getting shot at and this and that. So I asked my friends list if anyone is interested in taking the PA classes with me. I find out my bonus amount tomorrow, so I will know if I can take both classes or not. Well, Mr. Everett, you let me know, man. If there's, I know you've been trying to jump into one of these classes for a while, so if there's anything that we can do to help you out, just give us a shout. We'll work something out. Tactical pistol until sometime after 2004. I know the fight was on the schedule at least as early as 2008. Interesting. Okay, very cool. All righty. Well, guys, I am out of coffee. We are at 3 till. I'm working on interviewing Aaron Little. Yep, Aaron would be a good guy to get involved with. Aaron had a lot to do with some of the early inceptions of some of the stuff that we do in the classes and stuff like that. Yeah, he's a good one. Of course, you've already talked to Doc House. I don't know if you need to. I don't know if you would be better off, or not better off, but I don't know if you have reached out to Heather or Kayla, either one. They may have like some instructors from back then that they know for you to reach out to and kind of chit chat with, you know, because I was introduced to this late. You know, Heather and I started dating in 2009, but it wasn't until caught the last minute. Mr. Booer coming in that's why I was holding out. That's why I started talking again. I didn't want to cut this off before you showed up. Yeah, but I didn't take my first class until 2012 or something like that. So 35 people to interview. Well, let's add a few more. Let's just, I mean, what's 37, man? You're already at 35. What's a few more? But yeah, so I don't have the only, you know, everybody that I knew from back then are people you would know as well already. So, you know, I do remember meeting Jay, coming down to the team room for the first time, and he was listening to the Black Keys. So he was my introduction to that band. You know, I met Tim back then and stuff like that. But a lot of those instructors by that time were already, you know, the company had already established itself and everything like that. So I don't know. Not that they wouldn't have anything interesting to say. The instructors who were here then but aren't anymore. But I think it would be, you know, more interesting for the people who were here in the early days to get some of that evolution, you know. Anyway, it's 8 o'clock. So as usual, guys, I gotta tell you how some dudes were hired. You do. I'd love to hear it. Thank you guys for tuning in as usual. We'll be back next week. Next week? Yeah. Well, of course, even if I'm teaching, I'll do the live stream. What am I thinking? Anyway, I'm out of it. So we'll be back next week. Appreciate you guys tuning in. This is the way. I'm just going to press the buttons. I'm going to stop talking. I'm just going to press the buttons. It's too much pressure. Dylan's over here stressing me out.